Last video, I asked you what you thought was under the hood of my RX-7. Today, I'm finally going to show you the full current build. Over 18 years, this car has been rebuilt and reworked more times than I expected. It's changed directions more than once, and it didn't all happen at once. What you're looking at now is where it landed after all of that, the most advanced version I've had so far. This is the RX-7 as it sits today.
This is the setup as it sits today. As many of you can probably already tell, it's an LS-based engine. It was built by Golan Engines, built to handle boosts, and I'm obviously turbocharged. And with a drastic change like this, it had a cascading effect of changes that needed to take place throughout the entire car. Whether that's addressing temperatures, whether that's coolant, intake temps, to managing electronics, between needing a custom wiring harness, a new ECU, addressing weak points in the drivetrain to handle the additional power, fuel delivery, it goes on and on. It was a whole car change to be able to handle this.
I knew from experience that I'd eventually want more power, so the goal this time was to build something that wouldn't need to be rethought every time I wanted to turn it up. This setup gives me room to grow. I can keep developing the car without having to start over again. The turbo is a Garrett G 4279mm. It's a large frame turbo, and fitting something this size into an RX-7 engine bay wasn't straightforward. One of the biggest challenges was packaging. Clearances are tight everywhere, especially between the turbo and the harmonic balancer. There wasn't much room to work with, so a lot of the layout had to be adjusted to make it fit without creating new problems. That meant changes to the hot side, the routing, and how everything sits in the engine bay. The goal wasn't just to make it fit, it was to make sure it fit cleanly and reliably. The car runs a radium fuel hanger with dual E5LM pumps fed by a Walbro lift pump. Fuel goes through fast fuel rails, ID 1000 injectors, and a Turbo Smart regulator. The goal here wasn't to reinvent anything. It was to have stable, predictable fuel delivery no matter how the car was being used. The car runs a Link G5 ECU with a custom wiring harness, and that's really what ties everything together. Up to that point, the car was running on a bunch of separate systems: relays, add-on wiring, workarounds. The custom harness made it all work as one instead of having Mazda wiring here, Chevy there, standalone systems over there. Once the power started climbing, the drivetrain had to be addressed too. The car runs a Tremec F-Mag 6-speed paired with a spec dual-disc clutch, so it can actually hold the torque without issues. In the back, there's a Cause two-way differential with upgraded axles to keep everything planted. None of this was done all at once. It was a lot of small changes, usually made after finding a weak point and fixing it properly. Outside of the drivetrain, the car's on Apex coilovers with a big brake kit using Willwood calipers. One of the most frequent questions I get is, how much power does it make? On pump gas, the car made 763 horsepower and 755 pound-feet of torque. There's also an E85 tune, but that one isn't fully finished yet. We ran into some dyno issues during tuning, so we weren't able to finish. Even so, it's currently sitting at 859 horsepower and 858 torque. What I'm happy about is that this setup still has room to grow. I'm not at the limit yet. This isn't where the project ends, it's just where it is right now. The next videos are going to focus on the current setup, what works, what still needs attention, and the changes I make as I keep using the car. If you want to follow along with that, you can subscribe, and if there's a part of the build you want a deeper look at, let me know.